Hello, good morning. Hope you can all hear me. Sorry, my headphone just fell. Okay, good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining me. It's going to be a very, very short Facebook Live. But as you know, my name is Circa Coyle and I'm the founder of Empowering Expat Teachers. My mission is to empower you to get your ideal teaching job, one that is personally, professionally and financially rewarding. So, as you know, today is Friday Feeling, which means that in the Friday Feeling, we're going to talk about things that empower you on a personal level. And so, one thing I feel is really, really appropriate today, while everyone is in the middle of researching schools, all of us are in the middle of comparing schools, comparing packages, applying for jobs, getting our CV ready, getting our cover letter ready. We are in this really sort of intense environment. We're constantly checking up for jobs. We are making sure it's the right fit for us. And then some of us are applying for these jobs and then perhaps hearing nothing back. So it is a long process, and I thought today it would be very appropriate to talk about how to stay motivated during the job search, during the job hunt. Okay, how to keep positive, how to sort of get over the feeling of disappointment or being disheartened, and just remember that everyone's in the exact same boat. So I'm going to give you a few tips today, probably 6 tips, about what to do when you feel that a bit disappointed in the job hunting process, you're feeling demotivated, and find it really difficult to stay motivated all the time while you're applying to these jobs, hearing nothing back, etc. So first of all, I want to start with a story. So basically, last year when I worked in Qatar for 4 years, as you know, and last year when I looked through my old emails, I was looking through the old inbox and I saw I must have sent about 50 applications before I got my job in Qatar. And I had completely forgotten that it had taken that time. It had taken all that effort. I invested so much time, energy, application time, positive thinking into finding my ideal job. So just so you know, don't be disheartened, okay? You will hear something back and then you'll forget about all the hard work that you put into it and just focus on that one positive thing. So 6 tips that I would give you to stay motivated and stay positive would be to remember that the school need excellent teachers. They need teachers who are committed, who are passionate about their subject, who are eager to make a difference, who work on their initiative, who are flexible, who are culturally aware, and I'm sure that you fit this description. So the schools need you just as much as you need them, so do bear that in mind. But on the same note, make sure you're showing your skills, and that's one of the tips that I would definitely recommend. Check the job advertisements, see what the essential skills are, see what the desirable skills are. Are you using those exact words in your application, in your cover letter, in your CV? Make sure you are, okay? If they're asking for experience in English second language, make sure you have that in straight away near the top of your CV to show you have that and that you're the perfect candidate for the job. Another tip I would say comes from the fact that I spoke to 2 members of our group who have applied to jobs recently in the Middle East, and they told me that thanks to my checklist, the 8 websites to find your ideal teaching job in the Middle East, they were on websites they never would have thought of before, never would have considered before, and on those websites that's where they found the jobs. Some of the jobs weren't being advertised on TES, they were being advertised in other ways. So again, download that list if you haven't already got it. I'll put a link in the comments. Download that, set up job alerts, check 2 times a day, 3 times a day. These things are constantly updating. And as Joe said this morning earlier on, don't forget that many of the schools haven't finished recruitment yet. Yes, we're in the thick of the prime recruitment season, but it can go on till March, April, and as Joe said as well, a lot of schools won't know exactly how many staff they need because not every staff member has handed in their notice. Okay, so do be prepared for that. Okay, so just to recap, the first thing I said was to please check your CV, that you're putting in all the skills that the school require, that you're showing that on your CV. Second thing, job hunting, make sure you download the checklist of 8 schools to apply for your ideal teaching job. Check that, go through all 8 and check every single one and for the jobs that are available there. The second thing I'd recommend would be to, if you have a LinkedIn profile, definitely use that. So you've all heard of LinkedIn, and it is becoming more popular in the Middle East and Asia in terms of recruiting teachers. Copy and paste some of your CV, set up a profile, it's completely free. Copy and paste parts of your CV into your LinkedIn profile, and in that way recruiters can find you, head teachers can find you. I know many teachers have been approached. If you put in your keywords of what your subjects are, your experience, people will actually approach you, send you private mails and ask you to apply for their school or whatever. And also later on I'm going to post a blog post. I'm going to show you LinkedIn. There's a really, really, really simple way in LinkedIn to find jobs in the Middle East, in your location, in particular Middle Eastern countries, in Asia, and apply to them directly through LinkedIn. And more schools are starting to use LinkedIn as a tool. So it's definitely worthwhile setting up a LinkedIn profile. Okay, the third thing, so I've said about the checking all the 8 websites. I said also to check the essential and desirable skills that your school recommend. Make sure you put them into your CV and cover letter. The third thing I mentioned was LinkedIn, setting up a profile. The fourth thing I would say would be to, if you aren't doing it already, don't just send a generic CV to every single school. Make sure you've tailored your CV and your cover letter specifically to the school that you're applying to. Take a really good look at your CV. Look at the first third. Within 7 seconds, the head teacher, the HR manager decides whether or not you're the best candidate. It's a very, very short time to sell yourself. Take a look at your CV right now. Does it sell you? Does it show that you're the best candidate for the job within 7 seconds, within the first third of the first page? If it doesn't, really consider revising it, modifying it, adapting it. And check out, if you in the group later on, further down, in the private group, I have a blog post about things, how to, I think it's 6 ways to, idea to format your CV or something like that. Again, I'll post it in the private group. So if you haven't already joined that, please join, because this is broadcast on my public page. And if you haven't already headed over and joined us in the private Facebook group, please make sure you do. Okay, so I will actually put a link to that blog post about a way I'd recommend of formatting your CV, so straight away and clearly and concisely the recruiters and head teachers can see what what your education, your work experience, your skills, your extracurricular activities, your profile, what you want for the future, what kind of teacher you are, what are your strengths, what are your career goals. So all these things are really, really important. Okay, so next one I would say, yes, cover letter. Have you included a cover letter? Not every teacher does. I would definitely recommend including a cover letter. A lot of schools won't read a CV without having a cover letter or a cover email or some kind of letter attached. And again, very simple, just to make sure that you're doing it. Make sure you find out the head teacher's name or the HR manager's name and address the cover letter or cover email directly to that person. Make sure you refer to the school throughout your email, okay, throughout your letter. But make sure you haven't. I know some people have, if you use copy and paste and they have a name of a different school instead of the school they're applying to, really be really careful. Also constantly refer to the role, but get the exact wording of the role correct. Okay, if it's for example coordinator, they say head of or they say leader, make sure you're saying leader instead of coordinator or whatever. Okay, make sure you're double checking all these really important details. Okay, yes, another reason why you should do that, why you should refer to the head teachers as Mr. or Mrs. so-and-so, or you should use the name of the school, etc., to show that you're communicating to the head teacher that you're willing to go that extra mile, you're willing to put in that effort. This job is important to you, this school is important to you, and you're willing to put the extra effort to make sure you get that job. Okay, so I think I've used all mine. I'm going to quickly recap for those who joined us late. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. Please send me a like if you're online, that would be absolutely fantastic. Please say hi, that would be super. Just to recap the 6 things that you can do, or 6 things to fix or check if you're not hearing back from schools. So the first thing we said was about job hunting. Download my checklist for the 8 websites and check every single website I recommend. Okay, sign up for email alerts if you can, check 2-3 times a day, and also keep an eye on our Facebook group. I'll post some extra information if I find it. A really good one is Dubai Teachers Exchange Facebook group. I'm going to send you a link to that later on, again in the private group. I'll put it in the comments. Please make sure you join that page, because I've seen head teachers and managers put up jobs constantly in the last week or 2. So really, it's a really good resource to have. Okay, also, second thing I said was to join LinkedIn. Create your LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to put up a tutorial on YouTube. It's free, and there's also a really easy way that you can check for jobs and apply to them really easily. The third thing, again, modifying your CV, adapting it. Don't include every single piece of work experience you have since you were 18. Modify it to the school that you're applying to. modify the skills or achievements you show them that are appropriate to the school. Okay, and again, 2 pages, no longer than 2 pages. The head teacher, they really want results. They want to see what you can do for the school, what you can bring to the school. Please make sure your CV shows that in your experience and education, what you can do for the school. Okay, the 4th thing was your cover letter, making sure it's personalised, making sure it's specific to the school, and it expands on what you've mentioned in your CV. The 5th thing would be about your skills. Make sure you've mentioned those keywords in your application, in your CV and cover letter, that you've mentioned them specifically and given evidence of when you've shown those skills or developed those skills in previous jobs or in your current job. Oh, and finally, please have a friend read over it, because you spend so long, you spend hours, you invest so many hours in our CV, looking at it, rereading it, modifying it, editing, adapting. Please make sure that you have a friend proofread all your hard work. Okay? Get them to check over. Make sure there's no spelling mistakes, there's no grammar mistakes. Make sure there's no formatting errors. Send it and save it as a PD and send it to yourself, and make sure it appears how you want it to appear before, like a test email, before you send it to somebody else. Okay? So those are 6 tips that I'd recommend. And please stay positive. It's still early-ish days. You still have 3 more months. Some people in the summer don't get employed till the summer. Still stay positive, check these things, and keep tuned. Keep in contact with our private Facebook group for more tips. All right, thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.